grab yourself a piping hot cup of ice cold Coke for Mumbai Doug's Fireside Chat. Seriously? Right in the middle of my video? Howdy! That was cheesier than I even thought it would be when I thought I was going to do it. So, do y'all think that this is the only shirt that I have because it's like every video I'm like wearing it? This is actually, it's not just a shirt, it's a lounge, it's a zipper up fleece jacket. It's what I wear to lounge around the house. So I do have other shirts, but this is what I'm wearing. So like in all of my videos recently, it looks like I'm wearing the same shirt every time. Usually what I'm really wearing is like a sweater, and because I'm cold natured and I live in the South even. But it's been cold here. I can't even tell you. A lot to talk about. So without further ado, let's get this party started. First, I made a recipe for dinner tonight, and it was a recipe from Yo-Yo Max 12. Yes, I did. All the time I watch her and I watch Beth cooking, and I'm always like commenting, oh, I could make that, that'll be good, I'll do that, I'll make that. And most of the time I never get around to making it. But this time I did. It's called like crusty sesame chicken, I think. I'm not positive on that, but I think that might be what it's called. I'd have to look. Anyway, it was really good. The only thing I had to go out and get were sesame seeds. Walmart was out of sesame seeds, so I had to go to the real grocery store, which in our area is Buy Low. I get to Buy Low and they have 4 kinds of sesame seeds, including organic, all natural. I don't know, I bought the one that was like mid-priced. They're sesame seeds. Anyway, it was really good, so thank you, Tammy. That was very good. Kaya enjoyed it. I actually did use the boneless, skinless thighs like you did. Usually we use chicken breast for everything, but I think the thighs are dark meat, I think, and they tend to stay juicier and tender. It was some of the best chicken I've ever had. Thank you. That was the first thing. The second thing, oh, you're not going to believe this. This is kind of a long story. I'll try to make it short or I'll edit it. I was doing laundry today. We have a washer-dryer set that we got maybe 8 years ago. 8 or 9 years ago, I don't know. We've had it for a long time. It's in great condition. We've, knock on wood, never had any problems with them. They're Maytag, whatever. Anyway, I don't know about your wash and dryer, but our washing machine has like a post in the middle, and in the top of that post you can put your fabric softener. I noticed that in that little cone where you pour the fabric softener in the middle, here's a picture of the cone I'm talking about. Look. You see where that's like a hole where you pour the fabric softener in. I noticed that it was getting a little bit like it needed to be cleaned out. I guess when it spins, the centrifugal force sends it upwards and then out and over. So in any case, it was just a little bit, I don't know, I just wanted to wipe it out. It wasn't bad in the cone. But as I was wiping, I kind of put my finger into the rim of the upper part. Yeah, into the upper part, and I felt like, why does it feel like it's, some of it is like, compacted, I guess is the only word I could think of. And so I take my pinky finger, because it's the only thing small enough to fit in there, and I start going around the inside of that rim up above where you can't really see. Nearly pulled my pinky off doing it, and I kept pulling more of this sort of solidified fabric softener out with my pinky. And I thought, man, that's just terrible. Well, I thought I got it all out, and then I thought, well, how can I be sure? Because now I just want it to be clean. Not that fabric softener is dirty, you would think, but anyway, I figured out that that whole thing at the top where you put the fabric softener in, I don't read directions for this stuff, so I probably should have. Apparently you're supposed to take that out and rinse it periodically. Well, like I said, we've had this washer for 8 or 9 years. I've never pulled that thing out. Ever. I didn't know you could. I mean, once in a while I wipe that little cone out and go on about my business, and that's that. Y'all, when I took that thing apart, I can't describe it in words, so I'm going to show you what I pulled out of that module that I took off and pulled apart. You're not going to believe it. Are you ready? Brace yourself. If you're eating, don't watch the rest of this until you're done eating. Okay, ready? Are children out of the room? Okay, this is what I pulled out. Yes, 1.5 pounds approximately of solidified fabric softener, liquid fabric softener, was crammed up in that thing. I mean, it was just caked on. So I guess every time, you know, we run it, a tiny bit of it goes into the wash, and the rest of it is just, you know, gathering with the rest of the solidified fabric softener. I ended up taking the whole thing apart, pressure washing down into it. Craziness. I'm excited to do the first load of laundry in there now. It's like a new washer. Okay, enough about that. Thought I'd share that with you. Of course I had to mention it in a video. It was crazy. Here's the other thing. This is not as funny. Something I haven't really been able to talk about publicly until now. Y'all know how involved I am. Well, if you've been watching me for quite a while or know me personally, you know how involved I am with my church. Darla and I joined Darla and I joined a church very shortly after it started. And basically it's what they call a church plant, a brand new church that was started, sponsored usually by another church, and started from nothing. Darla went the first couple of weeks that the church was there, and at that time we were meeting at the YMCA. I was sick with sinus problems, as I've had surgery for sinuses, and around that time I was going through some of my problems with it, so I didn't go the first couple of weeks, but I started going the third week, and then the fourth week or the fifth week was the Sunday that my dad died, so we didn't go that week. But then we've been going every Sunday since, unless we're out of town. I mean, literally, we've just, we became members, we were baptized at this church. We moved from the YMCA about 3 years ago into our own building that we rent. I'm a trustee of the church, I'm a small group leader. I've given sermons at the church, I've sang at the church, I've sung. Darla teaches the kids, she also teaches the youth. Needless to say, we're very involved. And we just really have a neat, what we call our church family. We weren't churchgoers before we went to this church and joined it, and so it's been an integral 6 years in our life from a spiritual and faith perspective. Due to some things that are really out of our church's control, we have been struggling with this for months now, and essentially I'm on the team that had to make this decision and present it to our church members this morning to vote on. But we presented to our church this morning that we were recommending to dissolve our church. And we had a motion to do that this morning, and it was voted on, and it will be dissolved, and our last Sunday service will be at the end of January. So that's a really big deal for us. We're sad, and yet we're excited about the prospect of finding a new place to call our church home. So, we have some ideas. We've been searching and checking around. We have some places we already know we want to visit, and we won't be doing this alone. All of our friends from church are going to be doing the same thing, trying to find a new church. So, while it's sad, it's also a time of excitement and probably a time of spiritual growth. So I thought I'd share that with y'all. Man, 9 minutes and 43 seconds. Hopefully I can edit some of this out. No one's going to watch this. It's too long. Okay. I guess I'll peace out. West Side and Vogue. Frantic. Finish the video, Vogue. Bye.